Yo, what's going on at the fight? Well, this your boy Money back with another one, fam. Next one here is on two big dogs in this fight game. We have Derrick James, the Hall of Fame trainer, who is a former fighter, but most definitely known as a Hall of Fame trainer, one of the best trainer in the game today. Then we have Errol the True Spence Jr., the former WBC, IBF, and Super WBA Unified Welterweight World Champion, a pound-for-pound fighter, still one of the hottest stars in the game right now today. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world, Errol Spence will respond to Derrick James saying that, he would never train him again, but he still got respect for him. But their situation is ongoing right now, right? Because of Derrick is suing Errol Spence, feel like he owed him X amount of dollars. But I want y'all to listen to what Derrick had to say about training Errol Spence, and I'll be back with the great assessment, family.
Is there room for you and Errol Spence to reconcile and maybe not train together but maybe become friends? Do you think there's room for that?
I'm not mad at him.
You're not upset with him?
No.
Would you ever work with him again as a trainer? If it came to that?
I'm not gonna say all that, but I'm just gonna say.
So you won't?
No, I'm just gonna say.
I'm not gonna say all that.
I'm not gonna say all that. And at the same
Gave
time,
him an out. At the same time.
So as y'all see, man, Derrick James say, I'm not gonna say all that. When he was asked, will he, ever work with Errol Spence again and train him again, he let it be known. Like, if you can read it between the lines, he's saying that no. You know what I mean? But he's not trying to be centered in a disrespectful way. Now, when we look at Errol and we see him looking for a new trainer, we understand why. You feel me? Errol Spence, coming back, who knows how many fights he got left? Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 1. Maybe he's done. We just don't know. He came and said on, social media, nobody's going to force him back into the sport of boxing. He will come back when he's ready to come back. He's enjoying his life with his family, and it is what it is. But coming back, you have to find a trainer, and it have to be somebody that you can gel with. You know what I mean? So looking at Errol Spence, he probably saying, I'm done with Derrick James as well. You feel me? And he's looking for something new and looking for somebody, that he feel like they can stay right there with him on the top level, but not try to change him neither. You feel what I'm saying? We know him and Derrick James, they had a hell of a run. They had a hell of a run, bro. Like I say, 3-time world champion, holding the WBC, the IBF, and the Super WBA. You feel me? Unified, then winning Falk Turns Crawford for Undisputed, had a chance to become Undisputed. So they had a nice run, bro. And nobody can take that away from them. It helped make Derrick James the trainer of the year. Helped make Errol Spence the #1 welterweight in the world. Was on the pound-for-pound list, right? One of the most feared fighters in the game. One of the best body punchers out there. And if you get going, he's going to hurt you. He's going to break you down. He want to fuck you up. And that's what Errol Spence ammo. You know what I mean? He had that dog in him. He was really a shark. You know what I mean? When he say man down, he really meant that. He's coming to get you. You feel me? Shout out to Blu-ray as well. Blu-ray Fitness. I'm not going to take that from Blu-ray being, part of the team. You feel me? So, they had a hell of a run, man. So for it to come to this type of ending, right, it's kind of, it's kind of bittersweet, bro. It's kind of bittersweet when you see one of your favorite fighters, one of your favorite trainers who they made history with one another, put the boxing world on blast, went out there and did their thing together, was, a perfect fit. Like, they've been together for a while, bro. For a while, I think since Errol was 15 years of age. You know what I mean? I think the Pops walked him in there, said he go work with Derrick James, and they did their thing. They did their motherfucking thing, bro. So to see them going through this situation, bro, over this court thing and over money, it's a sad situation to see. But that's their business. They two grown men, and, they feel like they got to take it to court to do what they got to do. And like I say, you don't see them bashing each other. You don't see one coming out saying, oh, well, he was this caliber of fighter. He was disrespectful. He was this. He was that. You don't see Errol coming out saying, oh, man, as a trainer, he did this, and that. You know what I mean? Ain't no finger point when it comes to the Turnsborough-Crawford fight. But the Turnsborough-Crawford fight certainly opened up some eyes on some things. You know what I mean? If you're really paying attention to what's going down, right? And then, like I say, Derrick started getting other big names in the gym and things of that nature. Then I got another video coming where, Derrick saying Errol kids was running around the gym and things of that nature, where he's trying to keep it as a business, to where I guess he wanted to be a kid-free environment. If I'm, what I'm taking from it, or just want Earl to keep the kids in line, keep them in check. Don't let them run too wild, this, that, and the third. When Earl looking at it like, bro, I'm looking at these as your nieces and nephews. You feel me? Like, don't look at it like that. Like, who knows where the tension was coming from. But for us working with each other again, man, I feel like it's a done deal. It's a done deal. You know what I mean? Derrick said what he said. Will Earl come out and speak on it? Maybe not. Right? Earl Spence, I know how he is. Earl is to himself most of the time. Real personal. Not go give people what they looking for. He that type of dude. Ain't gonna be a shit talker for real unless you talking shit to him. And he ain't a messy dude. You know what I mean? Errol Spence is not a messy dude, so he ain't gonna come out and just say shit for clicks and giggles to get people, headlines and shit like that. You feel me? But with Derrick James saying he had never worked with him again, I just wanna, do that, make him feel some type of way. Right? You know what I'm saying? Or is he on some shit like, I'll never work with him again either? You know what I mean? And it's just that for us, the disagreement that they having, right? Like, who thought it would get this bad to get to the point where they saying they'll never work with each other? But you never know what the future holds. You know what I'm saying? You never know what the future holds. You can't script life. You know what I mean? But right now, like I say, two grown men with their situations that they're handling right now. It's been going on for a while in the courts. Who knows how much longer it's going to linger on with the lawyers being involved and shit like that, because we talking about some serious money here, man. I think we talking about millions of dollars. You know what I mean? I think we talking about millions of dollars. Derrick James feel like he's owed from Errol Spence from the Terrence Bud Crawford fight. Who knows what their agreement was? Who knows, right? But if the man is owed it, if it come out to it, and he's owed that money, then I feel like it's right to pay up. But if you're not owed that money, then I feel like it's right you don't pay up. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's their business, man. And I hate it had to get her for especially between these two. Especially between these two, bro. Like you said, we never had an argument. I don't know what his feelings was to it, but I just know I told him what I felt. I feel like I'm deserving of this. He probably feel like I'm not deserving of it. I'm like, look here, man, I did this, and this, And like I say, bringing in AJ probably got paid different. Bringing in Ryan probably got paid different. And now you looking at Earl like, hey, man, I got paid from these dudes, this, bro. Now it's time for you to pay up when it comes to the big fight. I mean, it's a big fight with you and Terrence Bud Crawford. Your biggest payday of your career, it should be the biggest payday of my career. If I can't get my money, then, that's over with. You know how people feel about that paper, man. You know how people feel about that paper. Money can destroy a lot of things, bro. Even friendships, even brotherhoods, sisterhoods. You know what I mean? Money is the ruler to all evil if it's mishandled wrong. So at the end of the day, man, Errol Spence and Derrick James, they had a hell of a run together, bro. Can't take that away from them. Neither one is looking to work with each other again. That's kind of fucked up, like I said, because I think in the future, when they look back at this, it's probably be over. How people look at it like, man, we should have squashed that shit and we should have kept it going. But I just pray that somewhere down the line, they can reconcile their relationship, man, because it was a big brother, little brother situation, man, and it was a beautiful thing to see. So just on the behalf of them, right, in life, as two men, you know what I mean? Two men. I hope they can, figure this shit out, man. Shake hands and be on great terms with each other, bro. Because they was around a lot of things and watching a lot of stuff happen. Like Derrick watched Earl have his first kids. I'm quite sure Earl watched Derrick do a lot of things as well. Even with just coming to get in this gym. That was a big time move. So, they both are part of each other's life for the rest of their life. Whether they like it or not, they link together, bro. They link together. Like Kobe and Shaq. Ain't no getting away. So shouts out to both of them, bro. I got love for both of them. I salute both of them. And I hope this thing ends on good terms. Straight like that, and money be on to the next.